let's get straight onto that then. So transfers. Uh, Juric said on Thursday it's going to be a quiet few days, which was a slight spin on the narrative we've had. I have a feeling he meant in terms of outgoings. So I just don't see it. Um, I don't see a lot of people heading out the door just simply because of demand and in terms of the stature of clubs that these players want to be playing at, and they're not going to be able to get that. So there's that. But I think incomings, I think he does want one or two more. I would be absolutely livid if Sport Republic let him down again and not sign a striker or an attacker on a loan or something. Like, we've got a domestic loan. Just go and ask someone who's sat on a bench somewhere to come and give it a go. Like, it's a joke. I know someone from a Premier League recruitment staff would listen to that statement and say, go and sign someone on the bench somewhere, would laugh their head off at me. And I know it's not very professional, but we need some competition. Cam Archer wasn't even in the squad yesterday. Do you know what I mean? And even if that was injury based, which it was, right? If Cam Archer's not on the bench, who's your striker option? It can't be Adam Armstrong. It can't be. You can't just have two strikers like fighting for what, like, you need at least three. It's absurd. And we've not sold, but we've loaned all of our best young strikers out to go and play games, which is fine by me. But you need competition, so go and get someone. We have to. Now we've got options on the left in terms of, like, you've got Sulemana, who's back in the frame, who's been superb, and you've got Grombeck, who is obviously going to play on the left now as well, and Matty Fernandez can play there at times, and then when Diblin's playing on the right, and then you've got Matty Fernandez who will play on the right with Diblin on the right, and Adam Armstrong off the right. So, like, you've got options on both sides. Through the middle, you've got Paul and Archer, and that's it. And even then, you say a bit of quality in there to push the pair of them would only raise their levels. Do you know what I mean? So that is so important. I think they are going to let him down. I don't see us getting a striker before tomorrow night's deadline. But we have had we submitted a formal bid. There's two reports on this. One from Fabrizio Romano, which came out yesterday around 8 o'clock, and then one that came out a few hours later from L'Equipe, which is the same one that reported that we were close to signing Grombeck, and then we did. So Southampton submit a formal bid to sign Abakar Sila, I believe that is, or Sila, on loan from Strasbourg. No buy option included. Straight loan for 2002 born centre-back from the Blue Co group, which is obviously the Chelsea group. Lazio also interested since last week, but Southampton now in action. I don't know next to anything about this chap. I know he is a kind of like both-footed, plays a little bit more on the left, which is interesting because of obviously the injuries we picked up yesterday. I don't imagine that this is a reactionary signing. We probably would have been looking at this guy before yesterday. Do you know what I mean? You don't just jump in. But he seems good. Obviously, he's a young centre half, which is not surprising. Also not surprising that there's no option to buy, given the fact that the position that we're in, like, who is actually realistically going to come in. He's 22, obviously 22 years old, as he said, born in 2002. He's the kind of profile of player I would have expected us to get. Again, I've not seen him play, but in terms of stature, he's a big guy, and in terms of sort of age, you're not expecting us to go and sign Craig Dawson sort of from Wolves. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the type of player I would have expected Juric to go for. He likes his centre halves to be sort of quite high energy, quite sort of aggressive, in terms of positioning and in terms of when the triggers are and stuff. So maybe a younger guy is what we are looking at. And yeah, so we've submitted the bid, and then a few hours later, L'Equipe say that the deal's close. So clearly it's been agreed. Strasbourg haven't said no. The player's not said no. He should be done before tomorrow, but you never know with these things. And yeah, so that's a deal that should get done. A centre back coming in. I'm not opposed to it. I just really hope we back him up with another attacker. We have got, again, keep stressing it. We've got another domestic loan spot, so we can get another player on loan from the Premier League. We should be actively looking in that market to try and get something done. Whether we do or not, different story, but we should be. Different bit of transfer news, just to end. Carlos Alcaraz, who obviously left us in the summer, is coming back to the Premier League. It looks like it's going to be Everton. There was a few whispers that he might be changing his mind going to West Ham, which would be the most Charly Alcaraz thing ever. But it looks like now it is definitely going to be Everton. David Moyes is going to get his hands on a bit of South American hot-headed blood to use in his attack. And when I first saw it, I was surprised that Flamengo were going to let him go instantly, and then I wasn't at the same time. And then I sort of thought about it more, and I thought, David Moyes, like, sort of what sort of position does a Charly Alcaraz play for a David Moyes? Does he play deeper, or does he play sort of in the 10 like he did for us? I think he's going to be used in both, because Moyes is the type of manager that makes the most of all of the players that he's got, and I respect the guy so much. I would have loved him to have come to us, but he will make use of Charly, and he will get the best out of him. Like, historically, Moyes has dealt with typically tricky and difficult players to work with, and he's done it superbly. And I would not be surprised if in the next sort of 3-4 years he is one of the first names on the team sheet for them, because there is a buy option that's buy obligation if it hits certain milestones, which it probably will, because these deals tend to have those sort of easy to make obligations, So yeah, I mean, a quick one for any Everton fans that might be watching and what to expect from him. Charly's fucking brilliant. He is. I loved him. I didn't want him to go, but obviously our plans were different. He didn't want to leave, but the manager didn't fancy him, so he had to go in the end. I think it was a lot based on the fact that he sort of decided in the January of the year that we were coming up that he didn't fancy fighting for a spot, and he went to Juve on loan instead. But it's all in the past. He's a good kid at heart. He cares a lot about where he plays for. He's really passionate about football. In terms of actually as a footballer, the way he was described to us when we signed him, he said, imagine Frank Lampard. Don't imagine Frank Lampard. He's totally different to Frank Lampard, but that's what we were told. The only similarity to Frank Lampard he's got is he had a real knack of arriving on the edge of the box at decent times. So, like, he would be in positions where that ball was to snap a shot off. And believe me, he loves to snap a shot off, and some of them outrageous. So expect excitement. You will never be bored with Charly Alcaraz on the pitch. He's passionate. He will fight everything for your football club. He'll put everything on the line for the badge, even if that means taking a red card for nutting someone, because he's done that a couple of times for us. And technically, he's brilliant, and he's still young, and he will get better. So expect snapshots at the goal. Expect a bit of flair. Expect strong tackles and fight. And yeah, just enjoy him, because when he's at his best, he's a joy to watch. He is, and as petulant as he can be in terms of his attitude, and it all came from a good place. It wasn't from a selfish, it wasn't from like a selfish, I don't know, image point of view, like oh, I'm playing bad, I'm going to stick it in on someone, and then it looks like I care. Like, no, he cares, like, he will care, and he will fight for every single one of you and himself and your badge. So you should be happy for that, because those players are rare. And I said in the summer, I don't know if it's still out there, but I said when we let go of him that he's got a very rare thing, a rare combination of pace and power. And if someone can unlock that, then you're going to have a hell of a footballer. So enjoy him, Everton fans. Saints fans, don't be all upset that he's, we let him go in the summer. Now it's all under the bridge now. We did what we did, and we are where we are. So you can only deal with what we got. We got a win. Happy days. Let's move on. We got Burnley in the cup. And let's see what the next couple of days bring in terms of transfers. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please drop a like and sub if you can. If you do want to see me again, obviously sub. If you don't, just a like will do if you don't mind, because it puts me about. It really helps the channel grow, and that is just amazing, and it's free, and it takes about 30 seconds. So if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. That's my ramble, my waffle done. Have a brilliant rest of your weekend. Hopefully, we sign a couple of players, and yeah, enjoy a win. Come on, you Saints.